if you take religious and tribal sentiments out of Nigerian politics, right, no one come close to P2B in terms of politics right now in Nigeria.
So you want Kenneth to go and expose you. That's why you're
everything. No, don't,
because he threatened that's not a good thing.
Not just Kenneth. Yeah. Everybody should not say those things they know that is bad about me or I did that is wrong, because it's good for the system. It's good for the society. So if you know that when we were in primary school, this man was cheating or didn't go to the primary school, didn't go to secondary school, didn't do, if you know this man has done something criminal somewhere, this is time to bring it up.
P2B has been this consistent. He's been like this for more than 4 years now. What this man said 4 years ago is what he's saying today. None of you have been able to bring out any evidence to nail P2B. Nobody. The biggest problem in Nigerian political system today is tribalism and religion. Nothing else. That's the only reason why Nigerians will always choose the worst of them to represent the best of us. Because of religion and tribalism. If there's any cockroach in P2B's cupboard, trust me, they would have pulled it out. If he had any skeleton lying somewhere in his cupboard, under his bed, under his armpit, EFCC would have nailed him for long. Nigerians knows. Everybody knows. But it's quite unfortunate that people like P2B, they don't get a place in politics in Nigeria. You people see him that he's too calm, he's too quiet. Must every politician be a thug? You people have been doing this thuggery kind of politics since 1962. Today, it has not yielded any reasonable fruit to you people. And you people still want to continue with your thuggery kind of politics. They think the people that are ruling Nigeria today are bandits. Those guys are worse than cartels. Those guys are not even thieves. What those guys are committing in Nigeria is no longer embezzlement of public funds. It's no longer thievery. That should be a crime against humanity. Those guys have moved on from thieving money to committing serious crime against humanity. But those are the kind of people you lot celebrate. Because you people are also like them. No reasonable and sensible Nigeria would want a country to move forward, that would want somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu to rule. Where is it taking you to? A president that you ask a simple question, they are talking about sacrifice, they are talking about Adam and Eve, they are talking about something that doesn't even make it. They can't even be coherent enough. They can't even be direct with their statement. They fail and fail and fail on all sides. That calling them a failure becomes understatement and insult and embarrassment to the word failure. Is he the kind of person that is fit to govern over 230 million people? But then again, it's Nigeria. You people celebrate criminality. You people celebrate anything forgery, anything that is crooked. That is what you people celebrate in Nigeria. You don't celebrate hard work. You don't celebrate good brains. You celebrate anyhowness. How people get into power is none of your business. As long as they get there, they grab the power. That's the kind of things, the kind of people you lot celebrate. Look at people like Wike. If we sit down and audit Wike and compile data about Wike since he become Obiakpo local government chairman till today, look at Wike. Cruising in bulletproof Rolls Royce. That's the list. Cruising in all sorts of cars. That's the kind of people you lot see and you celebrate them. That's your kind of politician. And you wonder why the country will move forward. It's not going anywhere. You people love politicians that will tell you people what you want to hear. I've said it before, I am not P2B. Oh boy, if P2B misses this time around, let him go and rest. He's got nothing to lose. P2B is wealthy. He's not just rich. He is wealthy in foreign currencies. He's wealthy in naira, in dollar, in pounds. He is wealthy in euro. He's got nothing to lose. P2B gets into power. P2B leads you as a politician. It's to your own benefit. It's to your people's benefit. It's not to his. Oh, go and spare me that bullshit. Don't you ever compare P2B with all those your criminals you have in politics in Nigeria. Don't you ever compare P2B with a failure like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Remove politics out of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's resume. What has he got to offer? What job has he ever done in his life? How did he make his money? Someone that was accused of bullion van arriving in his house. Is his house the headquarters of Central Bank of Nigeria? Remove politics, all of them. Dave Umahi, Wike, all of them. Remove politics away. Where do they work? What company does their family owe? What is their father's name? What company do they owe? What do they owe? What did they acquire outside politics? If not thieving and embezzling public funds that they don't even need. So don't you ever in your miserable life compare P2B with any of those your criminals and crooked politicians. They're not on the same level. You can never put them on the same paripasu. For what? Don't you ever insult P2B like that. This is a man with diligence. A man that knows the fruitful labor of hard work. A man that put the work together and he make his money through hard work, through business. Since he left Anambra State as a governor of Anambra State till today, has P2B ever held any political position? Has he ever been broke? He has never held any political position. He's not even earning pension as an ex-governor till today. He's doing his campaign, doing everything, doing his donation, doing his giveaway, doing his charity work with his own money, business money. These are the kind of people we should all want in power, to be honest. Not people like Tinubu. Oh, Tinubu said the same, he doesn't need money. The one he had, where did he get it from? The one he had, where is he from? He was a senator. He was an ex-governor. Yeah, ex-governor of Lagos State for 8 good years. His wife has been a senator for God knows how many years. Remove politics from Tinubu's family. They should show us they are working. They should show us data. Show us audits. Let's see how much they make. If they can make 100, they won't even worth 1 million naira if you remove politics from their family. But then again, you people love thuggery. You people love oppressiveness. You see, oppressive in governance. Oppressive governance is what you people love so much. When I go enjoy them, P2B has got nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. And he's better than all your politicians. All those your politicians that you celebrate, including your president. All of them, they are Ndoshi, Ejibo thief. That's what they are. They should come out and explain to us what business they own before politics.
There is something about P2B, and I just wish a lot of Nigerians will give that man a chance. Let's not use because of tribalism and let this good work God is about to do for Nigeria slip over our hands. I believe in that man. I believe there is something convincing about him. Just take a look. Just watch this video that I'm about to play now.
One person must be in charge.
One person must be in charge.
That's what I told him.
Are you saying that the current government is not in charge?
I said one person must be in charge. We declare war. If you're ready to lead, you must be ready to die. If you're not ready to die, go home.
Are you ready to die for Nigeria?
Yes. Tomorrow, if I'm outside this country and there's war, I'll come back. I'm a Nigerian. I've never had any reason to have any country's passport. I lived abroad for years. People collected different passports. I've never taken it. God created me a Nigerian, and I'm ready to die here. It's one country. We cannot have a state, non-state actors take over the state. It's not possible. We used to have military that kept peace all over the world. Our military were able to help to keep peace from Europe to Sudan to Liberia to Kuwait to everything. What will change? What changed, Rufai?
A lot changed.
Nothing changed. It is you must show commitment. We need to elect people who have the capacity, more than again, for the things to work.
Understand, there is this conviction that comes with when someone knows what he's saying and what he's going to do. There is this accuracy that comes with how you present yourself and words. There is this authority that comes with when you are sure of what you're about to do, your blueprint, how sophisticated your plans are. There is this thing about readiness for leadership. It is just all over P2B, and I believe Nigerians will make a right choice come 2027.
I think yesterday have actually been the first time I've actually taken my time to watch 1 hour broadcast of Obi. I pick so many things inside that broadcast. Though some of them I was very much happy, some of them though I were not. There are reasons why we're not having some of them. Because I believe sometimes when you ask political questions, they don't answer straight away. They only try to look for a way around to answer the question. But I will put that aside. I will pick the positive side. Obi said, and I quote, if he is the president, one person has to be in charge. He is the one that will be in charge. If you are a criminal, you will not be the one to be in charge. He will be the one to be in charge. So he will make the necessary decision to fish out and to get rid of them in our country. He also said, if you are not ready to die for Nigeria as a leader, you cannot lead the nation. You must be ready to sacrifice yourself to be a leader. That is one of the biggest point I pick for Obi statement. And to lead Nigeria, you must be ready to sacrifice. If you are not ready to sacrifice, you cannot lead Nigeria. And if I ask you, are you saying Tinubu is not in charge? And he responds with a very simple answer that he will be one person, he has to be in charge. To be very sincere, this government of APC, I can say they are not in charge. If they are in charge, this kidnapping and bandit that have occupied entire country, it will not be rampant the way it is today. And Obi have just proved to that. He will be in charge. Somebody have to be in charge to measure the bandit and the criminal activity that is taking place in our community will stop on these brokers. I will repeat it again. If you are a Southeast politician, it is time for you to support your brother. Don't be a betrayer. Don't be a betrayer. Don't be insider that beat his own to outsider. The Southwest, as we speak, they are supporting their own. The Southeast, learn to be united and support your brother. That is the only message I have to deliver to you people this early morning. On this, I believe Obi do have what it is to take Nigeria out of this crisis we find ourselves. But the question, can he get the job done? Can he win the election? That is where the majority of the Southeast politicians, the Southeast big influencer, have to support their brother. Politics in Nigeria is ripe.
Peter Obi made it clear that if you have anything, any debts against him, any record from primary school, this will not be from primary school, that if you have anything that would implicate, criminalize him, that bring it forward. And if the records are like, if they are logical, that he will stop campaigning for 2027. Now the question is, how many politicians can ever do that in Nigeria? So while he was responding to Kenneth Okonkwo, who said that Peter Obi had that he has a lot of things to expose, Peter Obi said, okay, because you have a lot of things to expose, that's why we're going to court, because I want to hear those things that you have against me. And he was asked about Arabambi, and he said that if they find out that 1 naira is missing from his campaign money, about $13 million allegedly contributed for his campaign, that if 1 naira missed, that he will stop campaigning and he will go in for it. You know, when people, when we are talking about profile, when we are talking about pedigree, when we are talking about antecedent, whenever it comes to this, Nigerians tend to cover their ear because Nigerians are very complicit, tribally, you know, so many things. Nobody wants to talk about that. How many of your politicians can open their mouths wide and say that if you have any debt on me, bring it forward and I will jejely quit, stop campaigning? Tinubu cannot say that. But a lot of people don't want that. The argument is no longer on that right now. They are deflecting. So which way, Nigeria? Which way? So if you have any debt on Peter Obi, now, bring it forward. Or shut your mouth. Stop yapping on Twitter. Stop deflecting. Stop talking around gibberish. Stop doing that. If you know you have a dirt on this man, if you know you have any criminal stuff against him, if you know any record that is not clean from Anambra, from primary school, from UNN, from London, from Fidelity Bank, from all his businesses, Nest, bring it forward. As simple as that. This is almost the umpteenth time this man is coming forward to challenge us, and nobody seems to be coming forward with nothing, just propaganda. And it's a shame. We see quite a man like Peter Obi, and we don't want to give him a chance. Go and grab your PVC.
Hi, welcome back. This is what we are really talking about. What we're talking about is really happening, and a lot of persons are already declaring their support for Obi because of how he's so vocal in fixing this country. Let me tell you something first. You know that some politicians, before they come in, they will always make sure they tell us what they can do before they become the president. And one example is President Tinubu that is here today. This is one example, and he's not the only one person. Even when Buhari was there, he made some promises and he came and fulfilled them. And this also person, President Bola Tinubu, he made some promises and he came and he's fulfilling them now. If you know what is going on, you should know that the politicians you are seeing today, the promise they make during their campaign is what they will come to do when they win what they want. And let me tell you one example of Bola Tinubu's own. When he was campaigning then, he was saying that if really God blessed him and he becomes the president of this nation, what he would give to the Nigerians or give to the people is Agbado and many other people. And he promised different persons a lot of things, and he is doing the way he said this. And a lot of persons are suffering. Even the Agbado, no one sees. This one, nobody see. And you can see what Obi is saying and how he is doing his things. The only thing that is making me to even trust Obi most is how he is so vocal to fix the nation and how he is doing his things. And not only that one, when you check his record, his record is so clean. And if you saw him in the podcast that is making people to praise him today, he said something like, anybody who have anything against him should not hide it now. And if you have anything against him, you should come out to say it for people, for others to know much about him. If you have anything bad against him, that is what he came out to say. And I want to tell you that how many politicians now can come out to say that kind of thing Obi has said. How many politicians who can come out to podcast or any TV to tell us that if you have any bad thing against him, you should bring the evidence? Most of them, they are scared. And this man is so current and he is so strong, and he's even with pride doing that thing, that if you have it against him, he was touching his chest while he was doing that. If you have anything against him, you should bring them, and nobody can bring, or nobody could carry anything. Come on, that means this person is so clean for him to rule the nation. And that is why me, I've always been trying my own way or best way to make sure that they get this guy in the way the Nigerians people see it also. So there are some persons out there also that are just fabricating some issue. But those of them, their own does not concern me, because having issue or fabricating something without evidence is not what Obi is talking about. You can come out to like forge some things and lie against him. That is not what we want. Just do your thing with evidence and everybody will believe you. If you have any things against you, I mean those of you who are saying that why do we really like this guy, I'm just telling you now that if you have anything against him, you should bring it out for us to know that okay, this guy is a bad person. We have an evidence to what he has done before. Bring them in so that we know him. But now that you cannot bring anything, that means you don't have any evidence against him, and what you want is how to like keep destroying this nation with the president that is there today. Because I know that some persons are being paid to be going against a good man who want to come to like take out people from what they are going through today. And a lot of you are so happy about being, or what you guys are being paid for all this thing you are doing. And you can see that some persons are really suffering. It does not concern you just because you have been paid for your own. And I want to tell everybody that the only important thing that you should do now is how to gain your PVC, because without that PVC of it, there is no way you can still support this Obi, because a lot of people made these promises during the 2022 election and all of them failed just because of what? Because they don't have a voter's card. There's no way you can use your mouth to vote on social media, and it's not only on social media the vote. So if really you want this nation to be good, or want a better thing to start happening in this nation, you should get your PVC first, so that these guys who are there controlling people today or trying to use us today to just find their way out in that 2027. Because the way it is going today, the only person I can categorically, because of the way everything is now, is only him. If it is not him, it is him, because I cannot see any other people among the top politicians that are contesting for that 2027 election. So all of you should know the kind of person that you're selecting or voting. That is all I can tell you for now. And for those of you who have anything to let us know concerning what we just said here, if you have it, just drop it below. And if you have any evidence against Obi, you can still bring them for us, the Obi's followers, not to support him again. Because one thing about me is that if I am supporting the person just because the person is clean and I mistakenly see any bad thing against the person, I will just change my mind instantly. That is the kind of person I am. But now that it's clean, that I know I am still, and I'll still be supported. I just say so. Thank you, everyone. If you have anything to let us know, just drop it. And also, if today is the first time you come in, just kindly like, share, subscribe. Thank you.